Minecraft. Ingots. I'm going to be overflowing practically with iron ingots in today's episode number 3 of the Minecraft Iron Man Kurt Challenge, also known as the Iron Curtain. Yes, in this episode, we are going to gain some more iron. We will realize the value of gold. I'll talk a bit about UHC Season 9, and we'll see what kind of progress we make. I guess I shouldn't be spoiling these, I feel like the way I'm doing the introductions is giving away the fact that I stay alive. I'm going to stay alive without taking damage again this episode, but I'm going to try to avoid future spoilers like that at the beginning of the episode moving forward. Let's get started! Welcome back to the Minecraft Iron Man Kurt Challenge, where I am trying to defeat the enderdragon without ever taking damage. And boy, am I a dummy. So episode 1 finally went live today, and it received a lot of feedback and a lot of good comments, and I'm used to playing normal UHC because I'm shifting as I go down the stairs as though I'm trying to ensure that no one else sees me, and it's hard to get out of that habit at this point. So the feedback, if you guys will remember back to episode number 1, I passed up some gold because I was like, oh, what am I ever going to need the gold for? And then in episode 2, I did go and get some gold, and we actually crafted it into a clock because a clock's actually a useful thing. I can check and see, hey, it's nighttime right now. But then I saw the comments on episode 1, and now I feel like a dummy because someone pointed out you can use gold to make the enchanted golden apple, the so-called notch apple, which takes 72 gold ingots to create, which is a lot of gold, but it gives you 5 minutes of resistance 4. And resistance 4 reduces 80% of the damage you take, and that's on top of whatever your armor already reduces. And so resistance 4 could help me actually potentially fight the dragon and be able to take a hit or two from the dragon and not actually take any damage. And it could also be useful for when I'm going into, because it gives you fire resistance as well, for when I'm going into the nether to try to take on the blaze. And so, yeah, those are just great ideas, and so I should definitely try to collect as much gold as I can. Oops. I don't hear any noises. This goes in 2 directions. Alright, I don't hear any noises. But I'm going to go ahead and close this up in one direction and then check out the other. Oh, it's a dead end here. Crap. I need more torches real quick. Alright, I need to stop talking about random commentary with you guys and actually pay really close attention here. Because one skeleton arrow will end me. Alright, I hear nothing. Oh, I hear skeleton. Oh, and there's an opening up there. Crap, run, 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 run. Alright. Can't go in there, there's a skeleton in there. That could easily be instant death. And over here, I don't think I saw any more resources. Ah, sigh. Alright, we're already more than halfway through the night. And I do have some more stuff to cook up, and so I can go back to my storytelling. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit more research on armor and enchantments and different things. And I think the correct thing for me to do is to basically try to get... once I get an enchanting table going, I'm going to need 1 more diamond for that. Then try to get good projectile protection on all my armor, because presumably I'll be able to avoid damage from creepers if I'm careful, as well as zombies and spiders just by staying away from them. The skeletons are the main thing, and if I have a lot of projectile protection, then in theory I should be able to reduce the damage enough that possibly a skeleton arrow would not do damage to me. And so that's going to be kind of the goal that I'll be working towards. At this point, need to think about my inventory for a moment here. Yeah, I guess the inventory is still pretty okay. I really need to get the enchanting table in a hurry to go ahead and get some clutter out of my inventory. I'm really afraid to go in that one cave because I heard a skeleton there. I don't need to fight spiders or anything on the surface anymore. And so I guess, yeah, I'm at 61 here. Let's just see if we can find another safer cave while we still have a couple minutes of nighttime, and I'll probably do a little fast forward here again. Alright, look what we have here. It's another abandoned mine shaft, and I'm right at the edge of it, and I don't hear anything. Oops. Oops, I hear a spider. That's not good. Spider sounds like he's to my right. I believe I'm still safe down this corridor. Alright, and this seems to be a dead end. Sadly, I don't know that I saw a single resource in here. There's more string, which in the long run may very well be useful to me. Okay, there is some more iron in here as well. I may need a fair amount of iron over time in order to re-enchant some things when I get the wrong enchants on different iron armor and such. As well as the fact that smelting iron will give me more experience. And so I will continue to gather iron for that. And so, but yeah, I'm going to gather this and smelt this, and then it'll probably be time to go outside. I'm going to do another little fast-forward segment here. Alright, and we're back. I'm going to grab the iron that I cooked up. You may have noticed as I was just grinding a few flints that I made a critical error, or potentially critical error, and I dropped a piece of gravel on my head. Fortunately, when it's only a single piece like that and you have room to move back, there could be a creeper out here. I haven't heard anything except a squid, but I am still going to sprint out of here. Alright, I don't see any bad guys, and I see a plains over here, which I believe is to the west. Yeah, because the sun is rising over there. And so let's try to cover some more ground above ground. I am going to go past 1,000 soon. The stronghold, I believe, always spawns between 700 to 1,200 blocks of 0-0. And so I shouldn't go too much farther out from this, because I will eventually have to come back. Well, we'll head over this way. I basically want to see if I can find above-ground structures, such as villages or desert pyramids that might contain some diamonds and help me out to get some resources easier. This iron looks perfectly safe, and so I'm going to go ahead and grab it as well. Another thing that people have pointed out is that I could do villager trading in order to get the Eyes of Ender rather than go to the Nether. And of course I know all about that. I'm not going to do that in this series just because I think that will be uninteresting and unexciting. Is that a fire? It is, so there must be a lava pool over there. I could use that to go to the Nether. Let's just note these coordinates. X of minus 1029, Z of minus 704. There's an above ground lava pool there in case I ever want to come back there for an easy access to a lava pool. But yeah, I'm not going to leverage villager trading, although I will steal anything that villagers might happen to leave in the blacksmith, just because I think villager trading will make the... I'm not going to say make it too easy. It'll definitely make it a lot easier. But yeah, you could just hide out in a village and just kind of camp there. Let's reload some chunks. And do lots of farming and protect the village, and I just don't think it would be very interesting or fun for the series. So I'm not going to do that, although it definitely is kind of a valid strategy. And it's also a valid strategy in, like, you know, an actual UHC if you want. Although typically with PvP, other people would find the village and come and kill you or kill the villagers or whatever. Alright, I think since we're about 1,000 out, I'm going to make a left turn and go through this jungle. We had luck in one jungle, and it's early enough in the day that I don't think any monsters will be spawned here, and so long as I'm careful about fall damage, maybe we'll get super lucky again and find another jungle temple, although I forgot... Oh, chickens, 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 chickens. I could use some more feathers, and so let's throw out some cobblestones so that I can pick up feathers. Hello, chickens who have spawned trapped inside the leaves of the jungle tree. You are super convenient for me to come and kill. How do you like it? How do you like your lot in life? Which is to be born, trapped, with nowhere to go, and then be killed by Brian's iron sword. Those chickens did not have a good day. Yeah, let's see. By now, UHC, and by now I mean, like, I'm recording this just a couple days after UHC Season 9 ended, but by the time this airs, I believe everyone should have watched all of it by now, and so I'm gonna talk some spoilers about just some things I wanted to talk about in UHC 9 of the Mindcrack guys. Let's see. Anderzel is a caving machine. I need to try to learn to cave as fast as he does. I have had success in actual UHC matches getting gold before. I got 51 gold in that match the other day. It's probably like a week ago now, which is nothing to sneeze at, and I didn't take any damage in that match during my caving either. But that was kind of a lucky, atypical UHC for me. Anders, admittedly, we've only seen him do it twice, and so, you know, it might be somewhat luck, but I've seen other caving episodes of his, and he's good at the caving. He is good at moving quickly and efficiently. And so, definitely, I would like to improve my overall caving for UHC, but obviously that is not something I can do in this series, because he does so in a way where, you know, he puts himself at risk, and he does take a bit of damage along the way, but he ends up with a lot more, you know, gold to offset it, and so we can afford to take the damage. Obviously, in this series, I cannot afford to take the damage, and so that option isn't really available to me. We have a ton of chickens over here, and so this is great, and that looks like it might be another lava pool. It is. Should I write down the coordinates of that one as well? It's basically... Yeah, it's not too far from the other one. Our Z is a little bit different. So long as I have one surface lava pool that I can come back to if I need to. I don't even know that I'll need to know where one is. Not going to worry about that too much. Overall, Kurt's team, Team Dookie. Did I pick up that feather? Yes, I did. 23 feathers. All right. Well, I'm going to have plenty of arrows now, so that is great. That's another thing to kind of, like, check off the list of requirements. Could make another bucket. There's a little bit of iron there. I'm not going to go for that right now. And I've got plenty of food also. I'm not going to worry about the cows and their tiny bits of experience. Chickens and feathers still are valuable, though, because having a whole lot of arrows is useful. I can use the arrows to defend myself from bad guys at range, as well as I'll need a ton of arrows to fight the ender dragon. At some point, I may end up collecting snowballs, both for blazes in the nether, as well as for taking out the ender crystals, the healers, in the end. All of this, again, is assumptions based on the idea that I'm actually even going to be able to succeed at this. I'm going to pick up some more reeds, because I do think that I'm going to get an enchanting table with multiple books. Okay, F3 plus A will reload chunks. Since they are not loading, fix your game, Jeb. And yeah, I was just telling a friend of mine, Burgasms on the YouTubes. You should check him out if you think that this challenge is insane. Those of you who've been with me for a while may know that once upon a time I did a series called The End of Crafting, where we beat the Ender Dragon without ever using a crafting table. That's right, no 3x3 crafting. The only crafting I could do was in my 2x2 inventory square, and that was before villager trading even existed in Minecraft 1.2. But Burgasms is a guy who took that idea, the End of Crafting, and added it to Ultra Hardcore, and did a series called 10 Hearts. And so basically ultra hardcore plus no crafting table, and he managed to defeat the Ender Dragon. And now in this series, he's trying again in Season 2 to defeat the Wither, which is pure insanity. If you can't craft items and you're an ultra hardcore, yeah, trying to defeat the Wither is craziness, but he's doing it. He's like 20 episodes in and has accumulated a lot of stuff, most of which he can't use. And yeah, so there are definitely people out there who enjoy taking on insane challenges in Minecraft. And so if you're enjoying this, you should consider checking out Burgasms as well. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. All right, the sun is going down. I didn't find any cool structures in this desert, and so I think it's going to be time for me to dig in somewhere again, try to do some more caving and maybe get some gold and whatnot. And so let's just dig in right over here. And yeah, I guess at this point I'm probably, do I need to, I don't have anything to smelt or anything, right? I might actually need to make a base and like start storing materials. I do have a little bit that I could smelt. And I could turn obviously some more of those into arrows. But yeah, for right now, I'm just going to start doing some digging again. I can finish off this iron pick and switch to my diamond pick, but I will do another fast forward, so I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, there goes the iron pick. I'm going to switch to a diamond pick. There are some people who might say that I should save it. Speaking of, actually, this can be like a transition into talking more about UHC Season 9. Badge, at some point, like had a diamond pick, and then he was switching away from the diamond pick to like use the iron pick on everything except the obsidian. A diamond pick has like, I forget what it is. It's more than 1,000 uses. And so in any UHC match, like, no matter how much digging you do, there's no way you're going to exhaust your diamond pick. And this thing that I'm doing, since I have to be careful and take my time, there's an outside chance that I'll exhaust the diamond pick in this if I manage to stay alive long enough. But I'm not going to worry about that too much for right now. I'm happy to not create any more iron picks, both for the ability to dig faster, as well as for the fact that this way I'm kind of freeing up an inventory slot, and I think, yes, I just broke into a cave, so I need to be quiet. Alright, I hear flowing water. I don't hear any mobs, and I am at the end of the cave. Oh, there's above and below. I guess actually I could have closed it off. Oh well, I did it this way. There is some more iron up here, but while I don't hear anything, there's some more iron too. Alright, I'm gonna have stacks upon stacks of iron. Oh, there's a zombie, and it also opens up into a bigger cave system. Alright, let's go ahead and just close that off. And let's try to do the same progression now on the lower level, which seems like it might be going deeper down to better resources. All the while trying to stay as safe as possible. And, oh, crap, I didn't even see this. Holy crap. All right, these are the types of mistakes that could easily kill me. I find that this happens to everyone for the most part, which is you often are kind of looking a little bit downwards. Oh, and that's a mine shaft. I don't hear any bad guys. Oh, and I didn't close off the other bottom. Darn it. I think for safety's sake, since I need to come back this way regardless. Oh, I did close this off. Darn it. I couldn't remember. Alright, and I've passed up some iron. But the iron isn't going to be... I'm going to have more than a stack of it if I'm not careful, and it's going to clog up my inventory. The iron won't be more valuable until I manage to get my last diamond for my enchanting table. Oh, this is dangerous. I don't hear anything. Yeah, but I'm a little bit too worried about the prospect of that going downwards in a few different directions. And so instead, let's try the cave. Yeah, and I'm also going to... Yeah, I think at this point, once I smelt all my iron... Oh, right, there's still the zombie here. I forgot about him. Alright, let's make sure that we pay attention. Alright, I hear nothing else. I was starting to say, I find people... Ooh. make the error. Oh gosh, this is too open. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make good progress down this cave system, I don't think. I find that people make the error of forgetting to look up repeatedly, and thus, as a result, you know, miss some of these openings, like this one right over here, especially, and I should have noticed it, because basically this cave is continuing down, this one's headed here, and so that's just the continuation of this cave. Like, caves usually kind of like continue in both directions, except in the rare cases where you kind of reach the dead end. I just said I didn't need more iron, but now I'm grabbing it while I'm talking. How am I doing on coal? I could afford to grab some more coal as well. And so it's very important as you come to an intersection not to get distracted by the one direction that you do see and then fail to notice other directions. I've seen that both bite other players in UHC as well as it's bitten, you know, me myself on a number of occasions. And so that's a really important thing to not screw up. How are we doing on time of day? I have a clock. It's not yet daytime. I do, at this point... All right, I've got more than a stack of coal, apparently, so let's go ahead and turn some of that into torches to kind of free up inventory there. And I have actually exactly enough sticks to go with my 8 flints that I've already made, so let's go ahead and get... Oh, now I have more than a stack of arrows. All right, that's good. Let's not forget about my arrows. And let's see... Otherwise, inventory management-wise, I'm reasonably happy. Oh, and I didn't think about using the lava bucket when I was trying to approach that other area in the mine shaft. But at this point, there isn't too much time of day left. I think actually, yeah, I'm going to do another fast forward. I'm just going to do a little bit more gravel grinding, try to get myself up to 2 stacks of arrows. And so I'll do a fast forward and see you guys in a moment. Alright, I finished grinding some more gravel. I only managed to get 3 more flints. But at this point, I have plenty of arrows that I can use to fight off any mobs we choose. It should be turning daytime. I don't hear any mobs outside or things burning on the surface. And I have plenty of arrows at this point. I didn't make myself another iron shovel, I think I was starting to say. Oops, let's run just in case there's a creeper. Alright, I think we're safe. I didn't create another iron shovel, mostly for inventory management purposes. I can make another iron shovel at some point in the future. That is the east. I believe I was headed this way. I'm going to continue heading this way on the surface until we get to about 1,000 in the Z direction as well. And hopefully by then, maybe we'll have found at least one desert temple or desert pyramid, whatever they're called. Because I think there's a fair chance that in one more day's worth of exploring, I may be able to encounter one, and if I do, I think there's also a fair chance that there'll be at least one more diamond in there, and if I get the diamond, I've got 20 levels, I've got plenty of iron, I think I might be able to get myself into, like, maybe, like, full projectile protection 2 armor or something, which would be super great. And so, let's see. I could talk more about Ultra Hardcore Season 9. So yeah, definitely, if you have a diamond pick, just use it. Someone should always be using it. If you're in a team game and someone has the diamond pick, like, you're not going to wear it out. Use the diamond pick to go faster. We've talked before about things like diamond swords versus, you know, enchanted iron swords. And yeah, diamond swords, like, sometimes you enchant them and you get unlucky and you get, you know, Bane of Arthropods or something. Whoa, don't take fall damage. And so at that point, it's better to use your sharpness 1 iron sword than your diamond sword that has, you know, some kind of poor enchant on it. Fire aspect. Badge got a fire aspect on a sword. It's super useful if you can get into melee combat. In general, anything you can do to, like, set the opponents on fire. You know, Paw's got the flame bow, which is just, like, the pinnacle of best possible outcomes Both because a flame bow, you know, setting people on fire remotely is just an amazingly devastating attack in UHC, as well as the fact that it was Pause, who is, I think it's agreed, kind of the deadliest among all the Mindcrackers when it comes to using the bow. And let's see, I'm getting off topic. I actually made some notes, and I want to see if there's things that I wanted to talk about. Potty Mouth in general, Anders' team, they were having a lot of fun and were very laid back, and I think that, for the most part, worked to their advantage, because other teams at different points were kind of freaking out, and they were having fun with it, and when you're having fun with it and being more relaxed, I think you're less likely to make critical errors. Oh, I hear a spider somewhere. Oh, and there's an Enderman somewhere. Oh my gosh. He's behind me somewhere. I do need to kill Enderman, but I'm not going to start doing that right now. We'll wait until we have an awesome Enderman trap. I saw some kitty cats over there that actually could potentially be... Of course, now I don't have my shovel when I kind of need it here. Gosh, the jungle terrain. I need to be careful not to take fall damage here for a second. All right, potty mouth and communication. I thought the laid back was pretty good, but then they had moments where they were communicating poorly and weren't listening to one another in critical situations. And so being able to kind of like switch off and be relaxed most of the time, but then, you know, when a crisis happens, you know, raise your voice and make sure you get everyone's attention and get everyone to be quiet and listen was something that they needed to improve upon. That would have helped them out a bit. Team Dookie, obviously they were doing a very good job of staying alive. I think overall they took too much of a slow approach and were going for too much of, you know, like building up and trying to get potions and stuff like that in a game that the overall goal was a race, and obviously it cost them in the end. Doc M, while not a great kind of PvP person, and a little bit prone to kind of button pushing mistakes, although honestly, like the Pigman incident was mostly just him getting unlucky. I'm kind of talking from experience with some of his other UHC appearances as well. There's another spider. I don't know where it is. I hear it. I have a bow and arrow. I hear a zombie too. I'm wasting arrows all of a sudden because I just am accidentally clicking. Alright, I don't see the spider chasing me anywhere. I guess he's just underground somewhere. I don't want to go rushing into dungeons, although dungeons could be really valuable for getting enchanted books. This jungle is huge. Kind of terrifying. Let's not take fall damage. So we walk across over here. Let's also make sure we keep our eye out for cave openings like that may harbor monsters. Alright, I think that's just pigs I hear walking around. Yeah. Hello, piggies. Ah, hooray, a swamp. I'm finally going to get out of this awful terrain. I think I'm going to try to avoid crossing too many jungles from now on, even though they sometimes could contain another jungle temple. And there's a lighting glitch over there. Mobs can spawn inside the lighting glitches. If it looks dark, that means the game thinks it's dark. And as a result, even though if it's, you know, in the sunlight and shouldn't spawn a mob, like it might actually spawn a mob. And so it's important to be aware of that. Looks like we might have a lot of ocean over here. So I might need to make a boat in order to travel more quickly. What time of day is it? It's a little past noon. If I'm careful... Ah, darn it. I could do some of this good sprint jumpy stuff in order to get across the terrain when it's just one deep. And I've been practicing this, but obviously I haven't been practicing it enough. There we go. It's a good way to kind of move quickly across swampland. Alright, there we go. Get out of this swamp. Yeah, so I was talking about Dookie not moving fast enough. Doc, yeah, even though he's not a great PvPer, he has great situational awareness. I think he is one of the people who is able to step back and realize when his team needs to kind of switch gears and switch into a more aggressive mode. He tends to be very cautious, and then all of a sudden when he realizes that a more aggressive tactics would pay off in the situation, he switches to being almost too aggressive. But he has better situational awareness, I think, than the other players on Team Dookie. And so it was good to have him and his leadership while he was there. And after he was gone, I felt like Team Dookie really got slowed down and didn't realize, when people are dying to the Ender Dragon, like, it's time to rush. And they're, like, still, like, planting a netherwart farm. Like, at that point, people, the end portal's open. Like, you gotta have more hearts than the other teams. Like, you should have just been rushing over there. And so I think that was a mistake they made at the end. Although I also don't think that it would have mattered. Good is also terrific when it comes to the situational awareness. He obviously gets panicky all the time, somewhat hilariously and famously, but at the same time, he is really good at, despite being in the middle of play and possibly even combat, at keeping an eye on the chat and just being aware of the overall situation. And when new information arises that change his team's strategy, he's very good at calling it out. That's something that I think I am poor at. And so I would love to be able to have that kind of greater overall awareness and being able to kind of like listen and take in all the information that's happening in the moment during a PvP UHC match. What is happening over here? Oh, it's a ravine, and I'm putting torches on sand. It could be cheaty sand that's going to fall. I don't know that I've ever seen an open ravine that had kind of like desert on multiple sides of it. I guess you can only see it because it's here. Wow. That goes almost down to the diamond layer, and there's sunlight. The sun's going to be going down soon. This might be worth visiting the next day and just seeing with sunlight going down. I mean, I can see lava down there. I don't see a diamond yet. That could be worth potentially trying to go down to find an easy diamond as well. Although it's pretty dangerous. While there's a little bit more sunlight, I want to try to cross a little bit more of the desert and just see if we might happen to stumble across a desert pyramid. And it's also the case that, yeah, at the end of this day, it's probably going to have to be the end of another episode. I had a list of things I was going to try to talk about, and I ended up not managing to talk about half of them, but oh well, such is life. Yeah, admittedly in this episode I spent a lot of time above ground, and the little caving that I did do was, yeah, extremely cautious, but I'm pretty happy. I feel like for the most part I got through this episode pretty easily without having to worry about taking damage, and so like I feel like I've settled into some rhythm, but I've recorded this all over just a couple of days, the first 3 episodes, and so I might end up like taking a break before I go and record a whole lot more. It looks like there might be more desert over there. If I reload chunks, can I see any farther? I feel like in far render distance. I can't see if the desert is ending over there or not. I'm gonna have to walk a little bit further this way, because I do think desert is still my best bet for a very easy diamond, and so if there's the possibility of a very easy diamond, I want to get it. Let's not take fall damage. Desert hills. In general, any hills, jungle being the worst. Oh yeah, there's more jungle over there. Are dangerous biomes from the point of view of fall damage. There was a little hole over there that I could have fallen in as well. And is this... that's just a cave, it's not a ravine. Alright, we're gonna have to dig in and get ourselves safe. I do not have a shovel currently, and so it will take me a little bit longer to dig in. I'm not going to go ahead and make the shovel just right now. Let's dig in and get ourselves safe first. But we have managed to survive through another episode. I'm going to put some light out here, just so that when I exit this hidey hole, it'll be slightly safer. Assuming that I do exit from the same position that I enter. But let's go ahead and close that off. All right. And yeah, we've survived another episode. Unfortunately, I don't know that I really made a lot of progress. We managed to explore a lot of the overworld terrain, but I don't know that I accomplished any of the main goals that I have, which are basically getting the diamond. I guess I did get a chance to talk more about appropriate strategies. I do need to continue to go after gold, because gold does have value. Yeah, and I guess I got some more arrows. Like, I have plenty of arrows now. Like, I should be willing to use them against enemies willy-nilly. And yeah, you can kind of see all the inventory that I have right here. So this is how we're doing. Actually, I should make myself a new iron sword. I have so much iron, and I have this one stick. let's make a new iron sword, and if at some point I need to throw this out, I will, but I can also just repair it again in a little while. That way I don't have to worry about that. But I think this will be a good place to call it. We'll go ahead and leave that smelting. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully next time we will find a diamond and possibly have some more excitement. Because once I have the diamond, I have some enchanting, I think I'll be willing to take more risks. And so I hope you guys are having a great day. See you again next time. Bye-bye.